Guys, today I am going to talk about the creative part of the graffiti art project. Now, in terms of how I grade, I always grade on creativity. So you want to make this interesting, and you can either do two things. You can make this about you, or you can keep it just strictly graffiti themed. So what I mean by that is on the screen, the person on the right, his name's Larry, he decided to make it custom about him, and he put a basketball on there because he really likes basketball. And then he has sort of like a night sky contrasted with a day sky. So that would be how you could make it about you. You could make it about your sports that you do. You could make it about things that you like. Maybe it's about food. Maybe it's about your favorite candy or your favorite show, or maybe it's about your dance team or whatever things you like. The one on the left, that is done in just a strictly graffiti style, but yet it's creative. It's very neat and tidy. That individual decided to use a certain type of markers called alcohol ink markers, and that's how he got that blend. Those were not the school's markers. Those were his personally. So if you decide to do something like that, you're going to have to let me know. It's good to note normal markers will not blend like that. That is a special type of marker. So you can't use markers on this project because one of the required criteria is that you're able to blend colors. So the only way that you could use markers is if you had your own alcohol ink markers to do the blending. Otherwise, it's colored pencils. All right, so let's talk about kind of what resources you could use. So for example, when I'm trying to figure out if I choose the custom route of making it all about me, I typically use the internet to look for pictures. Now remember, you don't want copyrighted pictures, you just want more generic ones. So I was looking up hibiscus flowers because I personally really like floral things. I like warm weather. I like beaches. So I wanted to make mine that theme because that was a little bit about me. So it's okay to search Google Images and to draw what you see, because a hibiscus flower in of itself is not copyrighted. Now, if I stole and print out this actual picture, that's copyrighted because I didn't take the picture. But just drawing this picture of a hibiscus flowers, that's not copyrighted. Now, if I would have a picture of SpongeBob, that is copyrighted, okay? All right, so that is an example of how I can search for pictures. So you can use the internet to help you draw more accurately. YouTube also has a lot of how-to draw videos, so if you find yourself struggling and it doesn't look right, you can use YouTube also. The other thing that I have for you is I have this Graffiti Packet listed, and what this is this is just a bunch of different styles of letters. So like these, I see on the sides of trains quite a bit. That's sort of like fat style of graffiti letters. So you can change your letters to a style that's similar to what you see here. I'm not going to tell you that any of this is easy, but you're going to have to work at it. Trial and error is key in art. It may not work the first time. Maybe it'll work the second time. I thought these were kind of cool. People always like the drip. So I have a picture of what that would look like. And then I have these. They look like a melted candle, sort of. I thought they were a little spooky. These would be a little harder to do because these are probably spray painted letters, okay? But at least it's an idea. So these give you different ideas, and these I put here for different backgrounds. If you wanted to do straight graffiti style, you could do a background of like a brick wall or like it was cracking around it. This is just different arrows and things that you could draw. I thought this paint splatter one was kind of cool. This one was a brick wall on the inside, and then it was a plain wall on the outside. Graffiti accessories that you could use. These are it's basically like sign language, I think, but in a graffiti style. There's crowns you can draw. Here's a whole bunch of arrows. There's a mouth. Here's a bunch of symbols. So that gives you a little bit of ideas if you are wanting to use the graffiti style. I also have this packet that shows you how to break up your letters a little bit. So there's these things called breaking points and bits that you're welcome to use in addition to the serifs. And so I'll go ahead and I'll show you how to do that now on my screen. All right, so if I want to do let's say bits, this is when I break up the letter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put two lines that are near each other, leave a big space, two lines that are like that, and then I just erase the edges, and it looks like the letter is breaking. And you can do that like closer together if you want. It doesn't have to be that spaced out. So I could really almost do them side by side and then erase the little edges, and it looks like it's breaking. Okay, so that's bits. And you're welcome to do that if you want. That's not a requirement. But then this is another way that you can change your letters, and that's going to be important. I'm not going to want to see these letters plain at the end. Okay, the other thing you could do is that, I think it's called a breaking point. And I'm trying to find a section of letter that I could do that on. Okay, how about this I? So what I'm going to do, it's the same thing. I'm going to put the two lines, and then this time I actually take this center square, and that's what I'm working with. So I draw a line that goes over like this. Okay. Then I draw a line in the inside right here. I erase right here, and I erase right here. And it looks like that letter's kind of breaking and going over. So you can pause this video, you can rewind it if you need to, and you can do that anywhere. You could do that. I could do that on this arrow if I wanted to. There's really no limit. If I was doing it on this arrow, I would have to curve it. So I'd have to like come out a little bit, curve it, and then erase right here. So again, that's not a requirement, but that gives you another idea on how to change your letters. Some people have also done where they break up the letter, like they act like the letter is cracking, or they take out, like let's say that letter was cracking and I made it, and then I erase the side. So it looks like someone took a bite out of it, or maybe I have the piece down here. That's another thing you could do. So that's more of the graffiti style. Now, let's say I was going to customize it more to my taste. This is an example of me customizing it. So I'm not done with it, but it was kind of on this floral theme. So I took like the T and I tried to make it into a tree. And then I took like a rose, and I drew a rose, and then I was having like a butterfly land on it. So this one, I was working on customizing more to my personal taste versus just graffiti. You can do a combination technically of both as long as you're changing your letters enough. The other thing, if you notice on here, is I got this outline here. We're calling that a tag outline. So you need to do one of two things with your project. Once you're done, which this is not done, but we'll just pretend, you either need to do a tag outline, which basically means you're just going around your letters in a sort of line fashion, or you need to create a background. So I showed you kind of those brick walls and things like that. If you want to do one of those custom, where does it go? If you want to do like a brick wall, or you want to do, bubbles in the background or something else, and people do realistic backgrounds like a sunset or a beach or something like that, that's fine. But if that doesn't really go with your project, you're welcome to do a tag outline. And this is what you would do. You would simply go around, try to follow like the letters a little bit. I don't like how this is pretty even on the top. That kind of annoys me. And then I'm going to go around here. And I'm just basically following it in an outline, but I'm trying to make it look a little finished, because a tag outline is basically like if it was on the side of a train, there would be an outline around it. Okay. So once I am done with all my changes, which I'm not, because I should not see these plain letters. No plain letters. Everything needs to be changed in some way. Then I could go ahead and start sharpening it. I don't want you to Sharpie it till it has been checked by a teacher. Okay, so that is the creative part, and then we will go to the next step in the next video.